this situation. It's a Hasan tweet. Wait, what is this here? Oh, this is one about me. So goes off. These companies would charge you a subscription fee to even think about their games if they could, and this weirdo would defend the megacorp on principle. This is what makes me so mad about this. Just because you buy a digital version doesn't mean that you should be giving up any of your consumer rights. And this concept and this What? What the hell is he talking about? How does anybody not immediately agree with this? Did he even watch the clip?
Just for context, as you all know, PlayStation just announced they are ending physical disc production for all new games from 2028. While we all agree this is terrible, for some weird reason Hasan assumed Asmongold was happy about this, when in reality he had the exact same take as the GOAT, Louis Rossmann, in his latest video. PlayStation stops providing physical games. This means nothing. Your enemy is DRM, not digital media.
Just because you buy a digital version doesn't mean that you should be giving up any of your consumer rights. And this concept and this dichotomy between physical and digital editions, and that the digital editions, they're just almost assumed that you have less ownership of them, is bullshit. It is a false dichotomy that has been created by companies in order to give you the illusion that you have control whenever you buy a... Wait, he would agree with me? Like, did he... No, he's supposed to agree with me on this. This is one of the rare things that Hasan and I are supposed to agree on. What? Like, I disk of something, but the disk is running on software that can choose not to run the program. It can change the user agreement, then it can apply to the digital copy because the digital copy has to go through physical software checks. Like, fuck. I had no idea Sony's PS5 contract straight up states people don't end anything but the licensed game. You can control F on the PlayStation site. Sony's PS5 license, all games, disc included, are, quote, licensed to you, not sold. Sony may also disable software use online or offline, and it is literally the PlayStation legal. So this is what it says here. All games or other software made available... Sorry, let me scroll in so you can read this. If you are in North America, Central America, or South America, all games and other software made available for use with your PS5 system are licensed to you, not sold. Oh my God. It's been like that for years, by the way. It has. It has. And everybody, people don't know that. Why is Hasan disagreeing with me in this? It's shocking to me that he's farming a hate thread off of me in the one time that he should be agreeing with me. He's supposed to be agreeing about this. He saw the Brigaded community note and he thought it was an easy farm. Oh, is there a community note? I guess it's gone now, right? I don't know. The majority of video games are full on-cart and disc. While some games require downloads, that's the minority. You own the games that are full on discs, not if the console doesn't play them.
Once again, straight from the PlayStation site.
All games and other software made available for use with your PS5 system are licensed to you, not sold. The reason why I'm frustrated, I'm going to explain the reason why I'm frustrated. I think people are chasing a placebo effect. I think they're chasing the concept of physical media instead of chasing the idea of digital ownership in totality. I don't like the idea that whenever you buy a digital game, you forfeit consumer rights. I think that on a foundational level, that's the wrong way to look at things. And while I understand why people want physical media, now I think that what we need to be doing is we need to be looking at legislative and legal solutions for these problems. Like, that's what my big problem is, right? And I see everybody hyper fixating around, whether I have a CD of the game or not. But the thing is that I see where things are going. And where I see things going is that more consoles are going to have mandatory hardware checks. More consoles are going to have firmware requirements. That the firmware for the console will only allow you to play certain games that were basically on a pre-approved whitelist for the console to run. And I think that's where things are going. And I think that you can see a lot of mining canaries with that. You can see that, for example, with manufacturers for cars making heated seats, for example, a subscription. You can say that with, obviously Netflix and everything else turning into a subscription. What is a mining canary? A mining canary is the idea that you bring a mining canary down with you whenever you're like a miner and like not underage, but like you have the pickaxe, right? And you use that mining canary to figure figure out whether there are poisonous fumes that are below you, because obviously gas rises, and so the mining canary would act weird before it would affect the human's lungs, right? So it's like the idea of it kind of being like a precursor, like a warning sign. Oh my God, this is what could be happening to me. You know, we need to be looking at a lot of these advantages for companies and figuring out ways that you can even the board between the companies and also the players, right? That's the main thing that I care about. Only nerds care about this shit. Are you being serious? I'm going to read your post. You're memeing, right? Not really? Okay. So this is this is what I'm going to like kind of like try to explain to you. This type of licensing and limited ownership is coming for everything. This is an entropy that will not spare you from the hobbies that you enjoy or the things that you engage in. To the extent that you have a cell phone, to the extent that you drive a car, to the extent that you're doing things like even, you know, I could see this happening with refrigerators. Anything that has any, like, for example, do you have a smart TV? This is a good one. Do you have a smart TV? What happens when the smart TV decides to say that, well, the firmware updates are no longer going to happen and we're going to engineer this TV to be dysfunctional now? That's a big problem. That's a huge problem. And I want to solve that problem. That problem comes from this. That's another branch from the same tree of what I'm talking about. So like, what kind of car do you have? Yeah, it won't update apps. It won't do anything. Let me give you another one. Printer subscriptions for ink. Just don't update it. Well, I mean, you have to update it. Like, this is the thing, right? Is that the no car, okay, so this guy, okay, well, at least you have a smart TV, right? So whenever you buy a car, do you think that it's a good thing that your car will have subscriptions to functions that are baked into the car? Like, for example, heated seats. Like, if, for example, like your car had heated seats that were locked behind a subscription, would you consider that a problem? BMW does that. I wonder why I gave that example. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, but I doubt they'll extend their control to that point. Why do you think that's... I doubt they'll... Okay, to that point. Okay, so you doubt that's going to happen. What if I told you it already did? Okay. Okay, let me go back and let me look at... Where is this here? BMW. BMW commits to subscriptions after heated seat debacle. So what if I told you it already happened? Do you see this? Why don't you just relax, okay, guys? Why don't you just relax? Everything is turning into a Goyscription. Yeah, so it's happening right now, okay? That's my point. All right. What we do about it then? Okay. Thank you. So now you see that it's a problem. I appreciate the fact that now you're okay. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the party. I get it. I understand that. Okay, so here's what we need to do about it. We need to have better understanding of the way that software and hardware interact with each other. We need to have definitive parameters around how much the user can alter and change software, how much software can lock behind, mandatory functions of hardware. We need to have a better definition of how licensing is applied. Now, I will work with any politician, any organization, any group of people that are willing to do this, because I view this as an entropic existential problem that will affect all of media, all of our daily lives, and all of everything over time. I think that things will be shifting more away from ownership and more into renting and other forms of bullshit like that, right? Ownership laws, it's your car. Wait a minute. It's your car. You guys need to, like... It's actually crazy that I'm more woke than Hasan on this issue. It really is. It's crazy. This is a big part of like my messaging that I don't think I really talk about a lot because there's usually social issues, but I am incredibly pro consumer rights and I am incredibly pro consumer protections. And I think that the problem is that a lot of the things that I have identified that have been problems, I think that over time, they have manifested into becoming problems, but it's taken a long time. What is this?
If you say America bad, and you just run with that, and if you're a campist in general, right, you're probably going to be on the right side of most arguments, like 98% of the time. Maybe the 2% of the time it's like devastatingly bad, but like 98% is a pretty good track record. Who thought I was like making fun of Mao Zedong, which I never would and never will. Mao Zedong is a one of the great leaders of this world. If you say, Hasan, all you say is America bad, all you say is America bad, Hasan, you hate America. Because the idea of loving America has been totally held hostage by some of the worst fucking figures that unironically destroy America with regular frequency, whether it be the Republican Party, whether it be Donald Trump, whether it be...
One thing that a lot of Westerners don't understand is third world and third worldist manipulation. And the reason why Westerners don't understand it is because it's so transparently stupid and obvious that it kind of gets through because of how in your face it is, that people think to themselves, there's no way that somebody could be this blatantly dishonest and this much of an obvious liar.